I guess my mic's off. Maybe I don't know. This headphone I have is weird. Should be able to now. Um, I yeah. Relax. I think we're good now. But I again, I'll relay this. Welcome in everyone. Hopefully you're all here tuning in. It's Friday, November 24th, 2017. I do want to apologize for the mic problem there, but I have no one to test it. So I thought it was on. I guess not. But we welcome all of you in here. It's Friday, a day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. Hope everyone had a great holiday and you went out and got some shopping done. Um, I'm happy to be here. One another Friday as we embark here. Do want to also, like I said, which no one heard, I want to apologize for earlier on SBR. Just one of those things. Alarm didn't go off, and I was a little bit late, but that happens. What can you do? It was a little embarrassing, but hey, it happens. Which Donnie held it down. We got it done. So I'm back here on a Friday. Hopefully, everyone, like I said, had a great holiday. Let's jump in. To what we did last night and how we did today, and we'll get into some picks. Uh, 41-14 on the season. Um, I'm just trying to keep doing what I'm doing, guys. I'm aware that it's very good. I appreciate all of you, saying how I'm making you money. It's very nice of you. I'm just looking to share my info with people. And grind away and make my cash. So I try to tell people. I mean, I really love college hoops. So for me, I try to maintain stuff like this. We'll just keep trying to rock with it and see how it goes. But I do appreciate all of you guys. Very nice of you to help and to be here to listen. And guys, again, just remember, I mean, at some point I'm going to start losing. I'm sure many of you will fall off and you won't listen to me anymore. But just remember, to make a lot of money in this business, you hit about 54%. I've hit 41 of 55. So again, that's just how it goes. So we'll keep it going, see how it happens. And we hit with Alabama a little bit earlier, minus the 8. A really nice win for them. It wasn't a blowout, it wasn't a 20-point win, but it was a totally. I'm glad to hear that, Herschel. Glad to hear that, all of you guys. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying you enjoying the winnings, and they're paying for some stuff for you, and you make sure you use the money to go out and buy yourself something nice. Um, yeah, well, again, I'm going to go and hit spots that I like. So that's what I'm going to do. If it's 2 plays, if it's 4 plays, I'm going to try to hit the best spots. But yeah, Alabama was great today. I mean, John Petty was fantastic. Colin Sexton wasn't unbelievable, but he did enough. He played. He played really well. Dante Hall was fantastic down low, and he really was the difference in this game. 14 points, 9 boards, a nice win for Avery Johnson. I really like Avery Johnson a lot. What good coach. This program's starting to believe in this basketball team a little bit. Um, Really impressive win today against a BYU team that was pretty scrappy. Nice job for them up in Brooklyn, so we'll take it. What does your shirt say? Free Meek Mill, if you guys can see. Free my boy Meek Mill. He's been locked down for it's a total joke. It's pathetic. He's a humanitarian in our city, and we're rooting for our native son. He's been improperly, basically put in prison for no reason due to partial judges that have it out for him, and we are in this town trying to get him out. So hopefully the governor will get in there and get involved. And again, you gotta show love for all your boys. Meek is not a personal friend of mine, but he's from our neighborhood. We enjoy Meek, and we are riding with him. So it'll be like this for anybody. My boys, all my boys that are locked down. I try to stay in touch with them all, and hopefully they get out soon. But free Meek Mill. You in Philly? I'm outside of Philly. I used to live in Philly. But let's get to the picks today. That's the important thing. A couple picks on deck here tonight. If you're out there, do me a favor, like my show, subscribe, comment, tell your friends. That's the quickest way that people can enjoy the show. So please do that for me and, help me out. Let me go ahead and retweet the show here so I can get it out to people that haven't seen it yet. And guys, I will get into some picks a little bit later as far as some of the games you guys want me to talk about. Do have some free picks as far as games that I was close to moving on, but there's a reason I kind of stayed off them. I'll try to give my opinion as best I can. I'm not answering that again. Try picks. You've been on my nerves today. You're about to get blocked again. I'm sick of your stuff, man. You're really annoying, man. Quit doing that. You know what my answer to that is. Stop doing it. Your Trump rhetoric is getting irritating. So keep doing it and see what happens. I'll go right back to where it was with you and I. You're a very nice guy, but I've told you time and time again about this stuff. So thanks, John. Appreciate it. Mana Betts, thanks. Appreciate it. Juan Juarez, thanks for listening. Let's get into the plays. Before I get into my plays, I do want to touch quickly on Texas and Duke. It's getting underway here in a little bit. I really like Duke in this game, but there's kind of one thing keeping me off of it, and I'm going to get into that. But I think Duke's the play in this game. I'm not really sure why this numbers went down. I guess people are liking Texas here, but first of all, I think Texas is has a little bit of a depth problem in this game. Duke can go 8 deep. Texas is really like a 5 or 6 man rotation. And look, I mean, Mohamed Bamba will negate Marvin Bagley III. Marvin Bagley III will have get his, but Mohamed Bamba is a good offensive player, but he's a great defensive player. Him and Bagley, this will be quite the battle to watch if you're able to see this game. I saw both these kids play in high school. Marvin Bagley was on TV, but I've seen Mohamed Bamba play in person. He is every bit of what you've seen him on TV. He's a high flyer. He's a hell of a defender, and he is going to negate Marvin Bagley a little bit. The problem is I think Wendell Carter will have a big game. You can't get both of them, and that's the concern here. 2 big Titans down low. Mohamed Bamba is going to have his work cut out for him tonight. I like Kerwin Roach and Matt Coleman, but I love Duke's guards even more. I just think this is where Duke kind of flexes their muscles against a team that's not as good as they are. Texas is 1 rung below them. We saw what they could do against Michigan State. I think they'll go ahead and pull away in this game and win by double digits, kind of like they did in a way against Michigan State. Just think they're the better team. Yeah. You've done it all day. I'm not losing your support. All you do is just nab at me, which is clear. I make my own posts. I don't need you commenting on them like about Trump all the time. It gets old, dude. Like, quit whining. Just talk about sports. Quit whining about it. I can talk about what I want on my own page. It's my page. It's not yours. Like I post something about like someone and you go, well, this chick's really hot. You would like her. It's like, cut it out with the whole Trump shit. Like, I'm sick of it. Like, I'm trying to get involved with that. I've just told you, stop talking about Trump to me, and I'll be cool with you. Other than that, I mean, and then you go into these like drunken stupors where you like, I hate you, you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. Like, just quit doing it, dude. Like, chill out. And then Lauren steps in with his peacemaking crap. Yeah, look, it's my show, dude. He's annoying me, so I'm going to call him out. And don't tell me to don't entertain it. It's my show. I'll do what I want to do. If you don't like it, don't listen. This is sports. But I'm going to ask him to not do that. And he comes in and asks me a question that he knows the answer to. And, well, maybe on your show, and when you have a show, you can do that. But luckily, this is my channel, and I can talk about what I want. So, again, if I want to talk about politics, which I didn't, I just said I'm sick of him always. And then he asked me a question about Geno's and Pat's. Like, he knows the answer to that. He's listened to me for many years. He knows the answer to that. Just chill out, dude. That's all I'm saying. Let's get into the picks that I'm really on tonight. First game I'm going to go with. This is a pick that I'm making. It's going to go out as the pick tonight. I'm going to go with UNC Greensboro here at home. Actually, they're not at home. I'm sorry. On the road here against Wake Forest. They're heading over to Winston-Salem. Not a far drive here. Kind of just right across the highway, not too far away. I'm going to go with them here against Wake Forest. Getting 6.5. This is a pretty healthy number, I think, in this kind of game. I mean, UNC Greensboro, they're a really decent basketball team. They can shoot the basketball over the zone that Danny Manning plays. Manning doesn't want to run man because he can't guard. They can't guard in man defense, so they have to run a zone. They're a terrible pick and roll defense, and I think UNC Greensboro is really going to be able to exploit that. They're a team that offensively has shooters. They do a nice job of hitting the three-point shot, and I think against a pretty poor Wake defense, I think they're going to have trouble all night here. This Wake team at offense has not shot the ball well, 42% from the field. They want to kind of get out and run, and you know, Greensboro does a good job of slowing teams down. In the conference they plan, they have to be able to do that, but they can also press you as well. So they're going to be able to throw two different defenses out at you, press you, guard you in the half court. This is not something that I think is going to work against Wake. You also have to realize that Greensboro can, like I said, can shoot the basketball, and you can they can rebound the basketball as well. So I really like a lot working here for Greensboro. They're a play that that I like. I don't know that I understand the line. I think it should be a little lower, personally. They almost beat them last year in this game. That was a way better Wake team. I think Greensboro is going to really be up for this game, going into kind of the ACC Big Brother type of atmosphere. Wake is not very good right now. I'm going to go with the UNC Greensboro side here and take them plus 6.5. Florida can score. They beat Gonzaga. I'm not so sure. I'll get to that later. Where else we got here? Welcome in, Estevan Lopez. Glad you cashed. Ron Fig, welcome in. Duke is a 5.5 in my book. I'm going to play it. I was already leaning that way. Yeah, I definitely like it. Sure. Steve Splash. Well, Steve Splash, keep the comments up. See where it gets you. North Carolina's balling. Good for them. West Virginia is trash. What the fuck is wrong with them? I don't think anything's wrong with them, but they don't have they don't play well in the half court, and UCF's going to make them play in the half court, and that's not something they want to do. I was concerned about UCF, though, in that game because B.J. Taylor's out, and they don't have a point guard right now, so I felt like they'd get swallowed up by that press Virginia team. So we'll see what happens in that game. Kind of a contrasting styles there. Either team might struggle. Thanks, Russell. Appreciate it. What's up, Jared West? Yeah, we'll go with UNC Greensboro as our first pick. Next pick. This is a game that I definitely think is interesting. Thanks, Craig. Appreciate it. This is an interesting game, this Georgia-San Diego State game. And I had SDSU last night. I thank my mom for sharing that pick with all of you. We, I was down there at the house, and she's making dinner, and I'm thinking to myself, I guess it'd be kind of festive to have her give the pick out. So, she actually did it pretty quick too. It was pretty cool. Like we didn't need a ton of takes to do it. I told her what to say, and she delivered it with vigor. It was great. Really enjoyed that. It's nice getting your parents involved once in a while. I was going to get my dad involved, but he's a little camera shy. So, but my mother, I've said before, my mom's a real estate agent. She does all sorts of home videos, like home tours and stuff. So she's pretty good on camera. So she was able to knock that one out of the park. So yeah, it was fun. She was actually on my show before. We'll try to get her on again. And the meal was great, by the way, also. So she did a great job there. But yeah, I took San Diego State last night. It was an easy winner. Are you still with SBR? Yeah. Why wouldn't I be? I was just on this morning. Yeah. Not really sure. BR Sport, you were blocked from SBR. That's probably why this is just my other channel. So that's probably what happened. I think you were blocked a while back, if I can remember. Yeah, as far as gambling, my parents are very supportive of what I do. They think I'm very good at it. So all of my family, whether it's my brother, my sister, we all work kind of on our own. Like none of us work for anybody. So my parents have always asked and told us to go and to do what we want to do, and to, they're supportive. So I appreciate them. Yeah. But yeah, this game's really cool because you have SDSU off of a total blowout. I mean, they annihilated Sacramento State, but that's what I thought they'd do. Sacramento State's dreadful. And I think a lot of people will point to this and say, well, 16 hours later, they got to play another game. Here's the problem with San Diego State right now and why I don't think that's going to bother them too much. Their starters didn't really play many minutes last night. Trey Kell played 14 minutes in this game last night. Devin Watson was the only starter that played over 20 minutes, I believe. And you look at the other wins they've had this year, they've all been blowouts too. So you're getting a San Diego State team that on the surface might look a little worn out, but they've been able to really rest their big boys late in games. They beat 4 different opponents by 30 points or more. So they've had plenty of time to rest late in games. I mean, you look at some of these games, I mean, they're only going 20, 30 minutes. They're not going, 38, 39 minutes. They're able to rest a little bit. They're able to get off their feet late in games. And none of them really played last night. That was a bench a ride the whole way. So, I look at this game against Georgia, and I think for Georgia, I think this is going to be a tough game for them because the one player Georgia has that is going to bother people is Yante Maten, right? He's a great foul shooter. He's a great rebounder. He's a total beast down low. For San Diego State, this isn't one of their better teams as far as bigs are concerned. But I think Cameron Rooks and Nolan Narain and even like a Malik Pope should be able to basically keep him at bay. And here's the problem for Maten tonight. You have 3 guards for San Diego State, Hemsley, Kell, and Watson, really high-level guards. These are the best guards they've had in a while. They're going to attack. They're going to run a run. They're going to want to get out in transition. And right now, Georgia has no guard play, none, 0. They were shredded yesterday against Fullerton, and that allowed Fullerton to keep that game close. Fullerton is not a very good basketball team, so the fact that they were able to keep it close gives me concern in this game because San Diego State is a much more high-level guard-oriented team than they are. And I feel like if they can get past the first set of defenders there, the guards, Yante Maten is going to be vulnerable to fouls in this game. If he goes on the bench, this game's over early because he is the only guy on Georgia that's going to give San Diego State problems. So for me, I'm going to take the Aztecs here as my other play. I think this is a really solid play. We also have to look at kind of some of the particulars here. This game's in Fullerton. That's about an hour and a half away from SDSU's campus. From what I've heard, from what I've read, I have friends of mine that went to San Diego State, said this is going to be a big-time atmosphere tonight for the traveling fans. They even had fans there last night. The late-night start hurt them, but this one is a 4 o'clock start out in Fullerton. I think they're going to have a really good atmosphere here. Georgia, long travel, played yesterday. I think this really sets up nice for the Aztecs here. The only way I think Georgia covers this game is if Yante Maten has a huge game, where he just dominates. Other than that, I just don't really see this game that close. And I think at this line, I think you have to take the Aztecs here. But I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do, I want to take a look here over at SBRodds.com. By the way, I'll pump this a little bit. SBR Odds, I mean, it's the best odds system in the business. It's the one I use. It allows me to get multiple odds from multiple books that I'm using. So I highly recommend you do that. I could actually get -3, -105 right now over at 5 Dimes, which is a book that I use for basketball. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that here at 5 Dimes. I really like this play, and I think I've given a pretty good breakdown on why I like it here tonight. So we'll rock with it. I'll tell you what. Hold on one second here. Big man on campus, you're killing it. I made the wife go shopping so you can get on the breakdown. Well, hey, sometimes you got to do that, DP. Sometimes you got to give her a little cash and say, go get yourself some shoes and leave me alone for a while. So good work. Glad to have you here. Thanks. And by the way, if you're out there listening, I'm not sure everyone knows this, but if you're out there listening, chat with us here on the box here. It's right on the right. Hit the live chat. It'll populate. You'll see everyone on here. Create yourself a name and come in and say hello. That's a great way to do it. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go with we'll look at one other thing here. I'm skeptical here. I kind of want to. Yeah, I think I'm just going to stay with it. Yeah, I'm going to stay with that. We'll go -3 here, -105. Aztecs are torching teams right now. Georgia just can't shoot the three ball. They are so dependent on Mayton. I mean, it's really, really not good here. If he gets in a foul trouble early, this could get ugly. So I'm going to go with the Aztecs here, -3, -105 at 5 dimes. So 2 plays for me so far. I'm going to go UNC Greensboro +6.5, and I'm going to go with San Diego State -3 here in this one. Let's move on to some other ones here. What's up, David? Welcome in, man. Appreciate you checking me out. Any thoughts on the Xavier Arizona State game? This is just a lean. Not particularly. I think it's a tough game to gauge. I like Arizona State a lot. They run 4 guards. They try to run through Romello Ross. But, Xavier's a team that they're well coached too. I didn't look much into this game just because it's a tough one. It's not – the line's kind of where I thought it'd be. And Romello Ross is really good. I mean, can Quentin Goodham guard him down low? That's the big kind of question here. This is another one of those games where if White goes out, Romello White, then they're going to be really hamstrung down low. The difference is they have some guards here and Shannon Evans and guys like that are pretty good. But I think this is a closer game, but Xavier can really blow you out pretty quick. And they have that interesting defense that's tough to gauge, and they're well coached. It's a pass for me. I don't have much on it personally. Florida Citadel, no opinion. I'd lean over, but I think one of my good friends, Greg Peterson, he said it best. I mean, this could be a game where Citadel really struggles to score against a really long defense. I'll tell you this, Florida State's going to score a mountain of points. I wouldn't be surprised to see Florida State push 130 in this game. It's just can the Citadel put up 60, which is what you're going to need. I think for this one to go over, I think you're going to need, 120, to like a 70 type of game. I think you're going to need Citadel to get 70 to feel comfortable here. So Luke May, player of the year. You got to be kidding me. No. Luke May's a good player, but he's not player of the year. Come on. Very good player, but there are about 20 players better than him in the country. Seton Hall Vandy. Not much in that one either. I've kind of circled the wagon around 10 or so games that I had my eye on. And unfortunately, my friend, that was not one of them. I don't know. I mean, Seton Hall's good, but they are a little – they don't have a ton of depth. Let's just say that. That's concerning. They should be able to rebound here, though. If Vandy doesn't hit three-point shots, they get crushed. That's just what they are. And now without Luke Cornett, they're really hamstrung on what they could do down low. So to stay in a basketball game, Fisher Davis is going to shoot the ball well. LaChance. Other than that, I don't really like Vanderbilt. It's a pass, though. Didn't look much into it. A game that is definitely interesting to me is a game that's not a tournament game. It's just one of those. Yeah, well, okay. Shy Pick's going at people again for his stupid shit. I just told him don't mention Trump, but he wants to go out on a soapbox here. Yeah, this one's not a tournament game. It's just a regular non-conference game. This is an interesting number with Oakland against Kansas. Oakland's +21, and this is a lot of points to give Oakland, if you ask me. I mean, it reminds me a lot of a game we run last week with Bucknell and Kansas. Bucknell went in, really handled UNC for the most part in that game. They were kind of a similar team to what a Kansas would be. Kansas and UNC, I would think, are on similar levels, and this is a similar spot. I like Oakland. I've made that really clear. They have struggled recently, though. Defensively, they're not very good. But I think getting Jalen Hayes back is going to be big for them. They already have Brock, who's an elite defender at the rim. He's going to give Azubuike problems. And we've seen when Azubuike's out, they're really hamstring down low. Billy Preston's still not in there yet. I like Oakland. I could see a situation where this is one of those Purdue, West Kentucky types of situations. This just is too many points. They hang around. Maybe they challenge to win the game. I think the concern is bettors are looking at Oakland recently, and they had a lot of trouble against the Syracuse Orange. They had a lot of trouble against Toledo, gave up a lot of points in that game, but they had some injuries in that game. Martez Walker or Brock only played 13 minutes in that game. He was out for a lot. So I think that really hurt them defensively. But getting Jalen Hayes back, he could be their best player. He's back for suspension. I think this is too many points. And this was real close to being a play for me. The only concern I have is why is the number so high? And they have not played well lately, Oakland. So it is concerning. They could lose like 75-51 or something, and we just lose it. But I'm one to think that they're good enough to hang around in this game. I really am. Would not be surprised if they hang around here. Let's move on here. I'll keep asking some questions here. St. Mary's already played there, Chief. They played earlier and lost. I'm not talking NBA on the show. Thanks, Max T. Appreciate it. Let me go back up to the top. I think I missed some games here. MSU UConn at midnight. Thanks. UConn's a weird team because this is kind of rudimentary, but it's true. If they don't hit shots, they're going to get crushed in this game. And it's easy to think about, but it's what they have to do. If Laurier and Adams and those kind of guys aren't shooting the ball well, they'll get crushed. They're not going to get much inside. They're not going to really run in transition. I think Michigan State's the player. I think they roll UConn. I think Michigan State is on a different level, but they're really reliant on shooting the basketball, which most teams are. But you really aren't going to get much off the dribble. They're just going to have to shoot jump shots. If they can, they'll stay in the game. If they can't, they won't. That's the truth there. Virginia, Rhode Island. I think it's a bad spot for Rhode Island off a big win yesterday. They're really without E.C. Matthews. They're a little shorthanded. You have to think that they're not going to continue to shoot the way they have. And Virginia's just doing their typical defensive, domination. So I don't like the spot for Rhode Island. I would lean the other way personally. Virginia will continue to just do their normal thing. Kudos to the wonderful people that I work for, totally leaving me by myself for 10 hours, causing me to miss out on more money. Sorry to hear that, bro. You definitely want to hit up your superiors and let them know about what's going on. UT Arlington. Yeah, they should crush Western Carolina. Western Carolina is horrible. It is a road game though, but they've been a good road team. So I think we have to start giving them a little. And here's the great thing about UT Arlington, they can crush you in a hurry. I mean, they can really jump out and bury you. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I was not. Yeah, okay. This is an away game, right? It's like a tournament up in Niagara Falls, I think. So yeah, I would go with Texas. They should be able to really punish Western Carolina. Western Carolina is an awful offensive team. Actually, last year they were among the worst in the country. I think around like 55 points a game. So they should get punted here. I don't see any reason Texas Arlington doesn't win by 30. I do want to take a look at the number because I could have sworn this number was like 19. Maybe I missed out. Maybe I was looking at the wrong game. Wow, 15. That's it. This is one I'll look into a little bit more. I definitely kind of forgot about it, actually, just looking at other games. But, yeah, I like Arlington. They should be able to win by I think this is like an 84-54 type of game. They should be able to pound West Carolina. What's up, Daniel? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Took TCU at minus 15.5, and it's dropping. Any thoughts on that? Not really. It wasn't a game that I was too much into. I like TCU a lot, though. I said on my previous show I thought they were a real sleeper out of that conference, but they're not a sleeper because they won the NIT last year, and now they got to lose Alex Robinson, which is kind of a big thing. He's one of their better players. But here's what you like about TCU. They have a great point guard. Jalen Fisher's fantastic, top 30 recruit. He's off an injury, but he's a really good point guard. He's a kid I'd love to have on my team. TCU can rebound, lean Horned Frogs, but I don't have. That's just kind of a feel. Yeah, correct. It's my show, so I can do whatever I want. I'm not going to deal with bullshit on here. Thanks. Appreciate that, Max. I don't know that I'm a god, but I do enjoy basketball. Yeah, they have been a moneymaker, Gerard. Very good point. You have to love them. You have to love Texas Arlington. They've made me money for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're still listening, Shy Picks, settle down. I mean, we're just breaking your balls. Chill out. You're taking stuff too seriously. Chill the hell out. South Dakota minus 12. Luke, you're a good basketball degenerate kind of guy. You always mention some of these obscure games that I didn't look much into, but I'll try to give you my opinion. I like South Dakota a lot. Matt Mooney is a fantastic player, and if not for Mike Daum, he would win Player of the Year in the big or in the Summit League. Problem is Mike Daum's there, and he isn't going to win it. But Southern Miss is a team that can hang around. They're not a terrible team. We saw that against Michigan. They were able to hang around. But Mooney should be able to get whatever he wants down low. Kind of a pass, but I like Mooney a lot. Virginia's half-court defense is very good. Florida Gonzaga. Let's talk about this one. This is a stay-away game for me, betting-wise. I don't think there's a ton of value on this, really. Florida is absolutely firing the ball from everywhere. And if Hugh goes to a zone like he did last night, he'll get his ass chewed out. So I wouldn't do that if I was him. But I do like Gonzaga's front court. Their front court is really good. Tilly is, to me, a star in the making. He's a kid down low that I think is really going to benefit a lot out of after Collins left. I don't think Collins should have left, but he did. John Williams is a matchup nightmare for anybody. The problem for Gonzaga though is they don't have a point guard. Perkins is it, but he's not a true point guard. Florida does some really good ball pressure and really bothers you. So this is a tough game. I like both sides. I'm a big Gonzaga guy. I love Perkins. I think he's a great player. I'm a big Rui Hachimura fan, a kid that not many people know about that really came on the last year or two. Love him. I love a lot of things about Gonzaga. I think Few's the best coach in the country overall. I think his combination of literally everything. He's a great X and O coach. He's a great guy, as far as transfers. He gets people from everywhere, good recruiter, and he does a lot with a little. But Florida is shooting the ball so well right now. And Igor Kucherov is just one of the better transfers you've seen so far. I said last night, I think Florida's a top 4 team in the country. But I think Gonzaga's pretty good also. And this game's going to come down to the wire. I would lean Florida, but I don't think there's a ton of value because I think there are things about Florida that I think are weak, especially without Kavarius Hayes and Egbunu. When Egbunu comes back, they're really, really good. Because that's the one thing they're kind of missing last night and in these games. They don't have a great front court. Their guards are really good. Something just tells me this is a really, really close game. It's going to be a great game to watch. I look forward to it. It really, really should be fun. So I'd recommend watch that game. It'll be a lot better than betting on it. But this could be a lot like that Wichita State Notre Dame game. There's a couple things about Notre Dame you're just concerned about, but that well-coached attitude comes out, and they're able to just kind of beat a team maybe they shouldn't have. Ryder Hampton. Yep, the only thing keeping me off of Ryder in this game is their poor shooting percentage, but they did a great job against Hampton a couple weeks ago. up in New Jersey. They really shut down Jermaine Morrow, Hampton's main offensive threat. If you can shut him down, you're going to shut Hampton down, because Hampton is a poor shooting basketball team. They're from the MEAC. The MEAC is known for poor offensive teams. They're just not particularly good shooters. That's just what it is. They don't do much on the offensive end. But Hampton with Jermaine Morrow is pretty good. But without him and him not being utilized enough, they're not an effective team. And what Kevin Baggett will do is put Stevie Jordan on him, force them to shoot the ball. And I don't think Hampton can do it. The concern I have here is, can they get enough offense? But against Hampton's defense, who can't really stop anyone, I don't think we see any difference from the first matchup where they won by 15. I really like Ryder. I'm just a little concerned about their offense. They should be able to move the ball in transition, though, against the Hampton Pirates. I got to go way down, guys. I'm kind of far up here. My local bookie's not going to want to see me. Well, hopefully he doesn't cut you off, Nick Dial. What's up, Matt Agnoli? Welcome in, man. Thanks, Andres. Appreciate it. Hopefully you're making money. Am I taking the Dukies? It was just a lean. There's just a couple things keeping me off. Texas is well coached. You're going to get a big win at some point, but I just don't think it's tonight. I think Duke will pull away and win by double digits, but I think the line's pretty good, really. Maryland, St. Bonaventure. Until Jalen Adams comes back, I'm not really into St. Bonnie. I like that little duo there with Matt Mobley. So until he comes back, I'm not interested. Thanks for the free picks. Would you wear a Tennessee shirt if I sent you one? No. Actually, if it was a basketball shirt, yes. But I want nothing to do with the football program. Denver, Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast should be able to do what they want. Denver has really good guard play, but I wonder about their internal play. It could be a lot of points, though. It's a pass for me. Yeah, I talked about Ryder Hampton already. Do you like Valparaiso? Not really. I haven't liked them at all this year until after Alex Peters left. I wonder about how good they are on the glass, but they've been good so far. We'll hope it can continue. But I just haven't been around them too much. They're in a new conference, kind of waiting on that. And, Kent State, for the record, has been pretty good for the most part. I wondered about them after Jimmy Hall left, who was really just kind of everything that they did on offense. But, I like Jalen Walker a lot. They're getting out in transition and running the ball, which is not something that Valpo wants to do. Clash of styles. Whoever can negate their clash will win. Should have went big on Bama today. Don't go big. Just bet regular units. Ohio State, Stanford thoughts. Lean Ohio State, honestly, in that game. I think I was actually impressed in the first half with Ohio State. I thought they were pretty decent. I think they're a good team under Chris Holtmann. They just kind of got barraged last night in that second half. And, I don't want to bring this up, but I feel like I need to. Dan Dockett's son stinks. I mean, I don't know how he keeps getting, shots with these major universities. I didn't think he was good enough to make Michigan's team. I don't think he's good enough to make Ohio State's. But I think you're almost forced when you have a kid like Andrew Dockich to bring him on your team and give him some minutes, or his dad will shell you the whole game. I think his dad realizes he's not that good, but it's kind of like Des Bryant. You almost have to, get him the ball to make him happy. And I feel like these universities give this kid a shot when he really probably doesn't deserve one. But for the record, Stanford, I like Reed Travis. I think him and Michael Humphrey are really impressive. But Ohio State just can't really shoot the ball. And we saw that last night, them just getting barraged. They just couldn't keep up. Maybe under. I could see a low-scoring game in this game, not a lot of points. Both teams bricking a lot of shots, but I don't really play totals. Chris Barr's in here. Oh no, Chris. Let's make sure we don't want to keep up with your crap tonight. So just stick to being you and doing your thing. Big man, my birthday was on the 21st. I was sick. I followed your Matt Newman's pick. I gave my mom and pop $350 a piece. Love you guys. Well, great. I'm glad you did. Glad you made some money there, bro. Let's try to find a game that we haven't talked about. Can Arizona lose 3 in a row? Of course they can. Of course they can. Do I think they will? I don't know. I mean, I don't think Purdue's going to do much to bother them. I think Isaac Haas is going to get absolutely dominated by DeAndre Ayton, which I'll be happy to see because I think Haas is one of the weaker players in the country as far as size. So that'll be nice. But I mean, Arizona just can't really defend. I mean, they haven't defended well. They haven't shot the three well. It's really about who wants it more. Neither team wants to lose this game, so it wouldn't surprise me if either happens. I'm not betting Arizona though. No way. Duke and Virginia. I don't do teasers, Chris, so I'm not gonna comment on that. Do you like Hawaii? No, I don't. Do you think Taco Fall will be a lottery pick? No, I don't. I think he's very possibly not even an NBA player, but he'll get in there just because of his size, but he's not a lottery pick. He's so slow. No way. Very bad cardio also. When you're that big, it's hard to be that effective for that long. Where else are we at here? Has Northern Iowa impressed me? Um, Somewhat, but I mean Villanova seemed to keep teams close and then just kind of do what they want against them. So I mean, Northern Iowa's Northern Iowa. I mean, they're going to just defend and struggle to score. That's what they do. But it was an impressive win yesterday against NC State. But that shows you what a good defense can do for you. I've liked, they're always going to give you those big wins every year, Northern Iowa. Ben Jacobson's a great coach. They beat SMU, beat NC State, hung with Villanova. They got a test coming up next week against UNLV. That'll be a tough one. Then they get Texas Arlington. So yeah, they have impressed me, but they always do. They're well coached. They have a great defense. Um, I'm not saying I don't think Purdue's not very good. But here's the problem: Arizona is not very good defensively, so that's going to be a problem. Maybe an over in that Purdue game. That might be the way to go there. I think both teams will be able to score. Um, Big man, Western Kentucky, SMU. No opinion there. SMU is another really well coached team under Jankovic, so I don't have an opinion on that game. West Kentucky got theirs yesterday. This could be a little bit of a letdown game, facing another really good opponent here. Any thoughts on Milwaukee and Wisconsin? No, I don't. Not really. Talked Citadel already. Oregon, DePaul. Two teams off losses. Oregon should be able to do what they want against DePaul. I like Eli Kane, though. I think this DePaul team's much improved. They're going to be a team in the Big East that will cover numbers this year. Cal Poly, no opinion. West Virginia's pulling away. They should. UCF has no point guard, so they should have trouble all night against West Virginia. They want to get out in transition, and that's important. If you can get out in transition and do what you want to do, you will crush UCF because UCF doesn't want to. They don't have a point guard right now, so that's going to hurt you against the zone, and they want to play in the half court, something that UCF loves to defend against. West Virginia getting out in transition, you don't play in the half court. It's very simple basketball, and yeah, that was going to be a concern. I got nothing in Northern Colorado. Yeah, I think Virginia's the play in that Rhode Island game. Gardner Webb, Wright State. Slight lean to Wright State. They're another team with no point guard right now. And Gardner Webb will press you also. This is like a mini version of UCF West Virginia. So I would lean Gardner Webb there. Wright State stinks. Other than that, guys, I'm going to wrap it up for today. We were on here for pretty long. Went over most of the games. Two plays for me tonight off our win against with Alabama here. I'm on UNC Greensboro plus 6.5, and I'm on the San Diego State Aztecs minus the 3. I'm glad to hear that. Salam, CC. Mashallah. Hopefully you keep it up and you get some winners on the soccer end. Salam alaikum. Yeah, free Meek Mill. Amen. Duke down by 8. It's what are we 1 minute into the game? Who cares? Illinois NC Central, no opinion. Other than that, guys, we're on our own. If you have any questions, I'll stay on for another minute or two here. Cal State, Fullerton, Sac State, under probably. Both those teams are awful offensively. Sac State is terrible on the offensive end. Terrible. And so is Fullerton. So I think that game is like 65-55 or something. Like that's a low scoring game, surely. Yeah, you guys are crazy. I don't know how you guys watch college basketball. You're calling a game because the game's how many minutes in? This is going to be good. We're 3 minutes into the game and they're down 5, and everyone's up in arms. I don't know how you guys do it. Thank you, Chadwick. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. Any good places to watch games? Asked Michael DeSola on AC. Yeah, there's a couple. I mean, AC's not a great right now. It's not a great sports town as far as watching games and stuff. I mean, I would just go to like a poker room. Go to Borgata Poker Room. They have TVs. You get them to put on what you want. Trop has a new. I don't know if you play poker, but Trop has a good poker room. You go in there, play poker. They got plenty of games on TVs. But as far as bars, I mean, there's not a ton of them there really anymore. You'd probably have to go. Let me think here. Yeah, I mean maybe casinos, but it's not a great bar town anymore. And or go to a strip club, Delilah's Den or something. Other than that, I mean, Atlantic City's not a great place to walk around right now, so I wouldn't do that. No problem about your soccer question, sure. Already talked Michigan State, UConn. I lean Michigan State. Enjoy your weekend. Go Eagles. Yep, amen. Go Eagles. Can we donate or anything? Sure. You can donate whatever you want. Follow me on Twitter at Jeff Nadeau and contact me. I'll take your money if you want to give me it. But it's not necessary. I like just doing this how I'm doing it. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man. AC blows, they're dead in the water. Incorrect. Totally. AC in a couple years will be one of the most premier locations to go in the country. When they get sports betting, it's over. Casinos will open back up. They'll start hosting events again. It'll become a travel destination again because we have a beach and no one else does that will have it. So for a couple years, it'll be great. So yeah, 2 plays for me tonight. UNC Greensboro plus 6.5 and San Diego State -3. Other than that, have a great night. I hope all of you enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow at some point to go over the Saturday card. Also, I'll be on tonight with Gabe Morency at around, I don't know, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Not sure just yet, but I will be on nonetheless. Check me out there on SBR Picks, an SBR forum. Gabe, he's on at 10. I'll be on at some point. We'll be chatting, really everything, whatever we feel like talking about. Other than that, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at some point. Enjoy the basketball and the football and everything tonight. Have a great night. Bye-bye.